Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to Port Angeles at Laurel Lanes. This is the Kitsap Scratch Bowlers organization. We are in our 50th season. This is the Eliminator. We are down to our top contestants in the TV finals. Bowlers are doing the warm-up tosses, and in just a second we're going to start off the action. We got the top 4 in the under division and the top 5 in the open division. So stay tuned. We'll be coming back at you with the first match. The tournament sponsors in your under division is Seven Cedars Casino, and in the open division, Heart and Eagles Glassworks. Again, this is the KSBO coming to you from Laurel Lanes in Port Angeles. Mike, you have choice. Oh, you got one more bottle throw?
I think somebody took my rising deck.
Matt, you're higher seed. Start first or finish first?
I'll start first.
Okay, so you'll start on lane 11.
Those little things, you know? What I was saying all day about the cut, I was like, yeah, my practice not doing well, but it makes me cut, you know? Yeah. Yep.
All right, Mike, you have choice. You're going to go first. Okay, you'll start on 13. Lonnie, you'll be on 14.
I'm on 14.
Yep.
Can I go take that?
All right, bowlers, go out and shake hands, please. All right, bowlers are going out to shake hands. In your Seven Cedars Casino 215 and under division, we have your number 4 seed, Lonnie Morris, against number 3 seed, Mike Green.
Am I allowed to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, go ahead. And in your Heart and Eagles Glassworks open division, we have number 5 seed Mike Craig against number 4 seed Matt Bryan. The higher qualifiers get their choice whether to start first or finish first, and Mike and Matt decided to start first. All right, and Matt's going to start us off. And Matt started off with a strike. And now we got Matt Green on 13. Goes Brooklyn, leads the 3-6-10. Now Mike Craig up on 12, and he comes into the pocket but leaves a 4-pin. And Mike Green covers his spare. So we had 21 bowlers in the open division, and we had 14 in the under. So being the eliminator, we cut the field in half. So we cut the open division to the top 11 and the under division to the top 7. And then we bowled 2 games, total pins, no carryover from qualifying, no bonus pins. And then we cut to the top 5 in the open and the top 4 in the under. And Mike Craig comes back on lane 11 with a nice strike. Okay, we got Matt Bryan coming up on lane 12. Today, Matt shot games of 218, 205, 225, and 222, and finished with a 197 for a 1067 qualifying score, as he comes in a little flat on that and leaves the 8-pin. And in the second round, 2-game total pins, he shot 234 and 223 for 457. And Lonnie on lane 14 comes in, leaves the bucket. And for Lonnie today, she shot games of 223, 167, 173, 204, and 195. Good cover there by Matt. So she had a 962 qualifying score. And in the second round, 2-game total pins, she shot 165 and 188 for a 353. And that gave her the 4th seed. And nice cover on that bucket for Lonnie. All right, Matt now on lane 11. And good strike there by Matt. All right, Lonnie up on 13. Nice tight line, and she gets the strike. All right, Mike Craig up on lane 12. Today, Mike shot games of 243, 152, 211, 250, and 186. As that ball comes in nice and flush, that gives him 2 strikes in a row. So Mike had a 1042 qualifying score, and in the 2-game total pinfall, he had 210 and a 223 for 433, which gave him the number 5 seed. And Mike Green on 14. And Mike Craig gets another strike. That's 3 in a row. Meantime, Mike Green, he's got an 8 count there. He left the, looks like the 3-6 from my vantage point. Speaking about Mike, today he shot games of 201, 200, 216 as he covers that spare, 182, and 200 for a 999 qualifying score. And in the second round, 2-game total pins, he shot 191 and 202 for 393 and the number 3 score. He was actually tied with our second seed bowler, Carl Anderson, but the tiebreaker was Carl had a higher game in the 2-game total pins. Ooh, and Mike comes in and almost leaves the 4-9. 4 finally fell, so now he's only left with a single pin spare on that 9 pin. In the meantime, Matt struck, so that doubles him up. After 4 frames, he trails by 10 pins to Mike Craig, 70 to 80. Nice strike there by Matt. That gives him 3 in a row. And Mike Green covers his spare. And Mike Craig comes in a little high, leaves the 9-pin. And good shot there by Lonnie. That gives her a strike in the 3rd and doubled up. And Mike Craig barely gets that, but it is a spare. She got that one a little wide, but slow rolls to a little bit high on the pocket, leaves the 4 and the 7. And nice strike there by Mike. And a good cover there by Lonnie. All right, Matt Bryan's standing up on lane 12, working on 3 in a row. Ooh, he gets the wiggle out of the 8, but it doesn't fall. And Mike goes high, almost Brooklyn, leaves the 6-pin. And Matt Bryan covers his spare. And so does Mike Green. All right, another good strike there by Matt. And Mike Green goes right up on the head pin, leaves the baby split of the 3-10. Oh no, Mike Craig leaves the dreaded 7-10. Didn't look like a bad shot off his hand. And Mike Green chops his spare. So Mike Green has to open in the 5th. And Mike Craig has an open in the 7th. So after 7 frames in the open division, Matt Bryan leads Mike Craig 145 to 149. Oh, and Lonnie almost left the big 4, but it's still bad enough. She leaves the 4, 6, 7. And that time, Mike Craig leaves a flat 10. And Lonnie takes out 2, so that's an open in the 5th frame for her. And so after 5 frames in the 7-seaters casino under division, Lonnie Morris is leading Mike Craig 94 to 83. And Mike Craig covers his spare. All right, that was a good recovery there by Lonnie. She strikes in the 6th frame. Okay, Matt on 12, working on a strike. Nice shot. He widens his lead over Mike Craig. Has a double going into the 9th frame. And Mike Green goes high on the head pin again, leaves the 6-10. And another strike by Matt Bryan. That gives him 3 in a row. Great foundation frame going into the 10th frame. So max score for Mike Craig is 225. And max score for Matt is 259.
Why aren't you wearing the hard ones?
Ooh, ouch. That one got away from Mike. Leaves a 3, 6, 7, 10. Mike Green goes through the head again. Leaves a nasty split of the 4-10. And Mike Craig chops that one, so that's pretty much it for him. Best he can do is 198 right now. Matt Bryan is already at 199, so Matt Bryan will move on to the next match. Oh, and Lonnie leaves the 5-pin. Mike Craig covers his spare. And she covers it. So after 7 frames in the underdivision, Lonnie Morris is leading Mike Green 124 to 109. And Mike Craig finishes with a game of 188. Comes in a little light, leaves the 2, 4, 5, 7. And Matt's going to go right through the face on that one, leaves the Greek Church. And Lonnie misses it. Cracks that door open just a little bit for Mike Green. And Matt takes out 3 and finishes with a game of 220. And Mike Green gets a strike. That's exactly what he needed. He's double up here. Oh, ooh. Almost left an after split, but the 10 does fall. And Mike's left with a makeable spare of the 4-7. Oh, and he threw it too slow and hooked it too much, and he chops it off. Not good. That's an open in the 9th frame. Oh, almost leaves the 8-10. Fortunate that 8 falls. And she's left with the 10 pin to pick up. She covers this and then marks in the 10th frame. She'll shut out Mike Green. Misses this. This is a whole new ball game. Oh no! And both bowlers open in the 9th frame. So after 9, Lonnie's lead is only 11 pins. 148 to 137. Nice strike there. Best Mike can do is 167. Lonnie's currently at 158. So mark and count and spare. She can shoot 156 or 168, excuse me, 168, and that will shut out Mike. And she leaves the 2-4-5. We do have the possibility of a tie. In the event of a tie, we will have a 9th and 10th frame roll. Hurry. And she covers it. All right, so that's enough to shut out Mike. So no matter what he does, Lonnie will move on. All right, Mike Green spares on that. So one more ball. And he finishes it with a nice strike for a game of 157. So in your 7-seaters casino 205 and under division eliminator, Lonnie Morris defeats Mike Green 168 to 157. Lonnie will move on to face the number 2 seed in Carl Anderson. And in your Hartnagel's Glassworks Open Division Eliminator, Matt Bryan defeats Mike Craig 220 to 188. And Matt will move on to face number 3 seed Clay Townsend. In your 7-seaters Casino 205 and under divisional eliminator, Lonnie Morris defeats Mike Green 168 to 157. She'll move on to face Carl Anderson. And in the Hartnagel's Glasswork Open Divisional Eliminator, Matt Bryan defeats Mike Craig 220 to 188, and he'll move on to face Clay Townsend. Okay, so in your Hartnagel's Glasswork Open Division Eliminator, finishing in 8th place and getting the high series out for $100, Keith Beck.
Probably. Open it up. That's right, that's true.
Finishing in 7th place for $130, Tom Jamrog. And finishing in 6th place for $150, Anthony Sanders. By 1 pin. All right, Carl. Where's Clay? There you are. 2 balls on each lane. Once he turns them on. Carl, 2 balls on each lane once he turns them on. Nope. But if you want to stay warm, you can go down to the practice court. right, Clay, you have choice. Start first or finish first? Okay, so you'll start first on 11. Matt, you'll start on 12. Carl, you have choice. Start first or finish first? Okay, so you'll start first on lane 13.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Out of your house. See what they-
All right, let's go shake hands. All right, here we go with our next match. In the 7-seaters 205 and under divisional eliminator, we have number 4 seed Lonnie Morris against number 3 seed Carl Anderson. And in your Heart and Eagles Glassworks open division eliminator, we have number 4 seed Matt Bryan against number 3 seed Clay Townsend. Clay, being the higher qualifier, wants to start first on lane 11. And Carl, being the higher qualifier, is going to start first on 13. And Clay is going to start off here in the open division on lane 11. And first ball goes right through the nose, leaves the 610. And Carl up on lane 13. Also goes high, leaves the split of the 4-6-7. And Clay covers his spare. And Carl takes out 2, looks at his finger, maybe got caught a little bit in the ball. He's kind of holding it tightly there. Oh, maybe it was his thumb. And Matt Bryan throws his, leaves a 10-pin. Listening to the discussion over here, sounds like Carl's got a blister he's dealing with. And Lonnie comes in a little bit high on the pocket, leaves the 4-7. And Matt Bryan covers his spare. And nice cover there by Lonnie. Oh, nice strike there by Matt. Looks like Lonnie pulled that one a little bit, goes right through the face. Lucky to only leave the 610. All right, coming up on lane 12, we have Clay Townsend. Today, Clay Townsend, he was our high qualifier. He shot games of 267, 220, 248, 257, and 233 for a 1225 qualifying score. As that ball comes in just a little high, but it does carry. And in the 2-game total pins, he shot 207 and 257 for 464. And that made him the number 3 seed. And Lonnie covers her spare. And nice strike there by Clay. Carl almost left the 4-9.
Move it with your feet.
Ooh. A little bit of a flat 10 there for Matt. And good cover by Carl, still dealing with that blister. Looks like he put some tape on his thumb. That'll change the feel of the ball a little bit if you're not used to wearing it. Oh, and Matt misses his 10 pin.
Nice ball.
And that was a nice shot there by Carl.
Nice ball, Carl.
All right, see how Matt recovers from that open. Came in a little light. Left the 2-5. And Lonnie comes in a little high, leaves the 4. Oh, and he chops it. That's 2 opens back to back for Matt. Uncharacteristic. Looks like the lanes have changed just a little bit. Oh, and Lonnie misses her spare attempt, so she has an open in the 3rd. So for those of you wondering what pattern we were on, we were shooting on Route 66 V2 today.
Look up.
Ooh, nice high strike there. So Route 66, 45 feet, 23.45 mil. Kind of flat at the end, and Lonnie carries. Pretty heavy oil at on the heads, but it was playable today. A lot of high scores. A little bit of loft there from Clay, goes right through the face. Very lucky to leave just the 610. All right, Carl up on 14, working on a strike. Oh, and the 6 pin just dies in the gutter.
Take your time.
Speaking about Carl, we've got to read his scores here as Clay covers his spare. So today, Carl shot games of 207, 193, 171, 247, and 180 for 998 qualifying score as he misses his 10 pin. We're trading opens over here in the under division. And in the 2-game total pins, he shot 169 and 224 for 393, which was good for second place, or second seed. Oh, and Matt ball overreacted on the back end. Now he leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10 pickup. Not easy by any stretch. And nice solid strike there by Carl, 10 in the pit. Matt's giving it a run. Nope, it's right at the end. It flips over and he chops off the 3. That's his 3rd open in a row. We need some help here. He's got 64 in the 5th. Clay's 108. Nice strike there by Lonnie. That's 2 in a row for her. So we're keeping the matches close over here in the under division. Lonnie has the advantage right now, 76-67. There you go, Matt. All right, Matt gets a strike in the 6th. Didn't see what type of adjustment he made. I was looking at the scoreboards. We'll see if he learned something from that. And when he comes back up, see if he can continue to strike. Oh, Lonnie pulled that one. Goes Brooklyn. She does the pose. It carries the 9. Pumps her fist. She's excited. That's 3 in a row. Oh my goodness. I wonder if he just missed it at the bottom because it just sailed on him. He leaves the 1-2-10. And then Carl leaves a 4-pin over there. Clay's giving it a run. Oh, and the 2-pin almost comes out of the pit, takes out the 10. Unfortunately for Clay, that is an open. But he currently has a fairly comfortable lead, 124-74. Carl covers his spare. He's trailing by a little bit, 87-106. Once again, the ball just sails on him just a tad. Don't know if he's missing it at the bottom or if it's the loft, or not quite sure, but it just didn't flip on him at the end. Carl calls for a pitch out there. Clay's got the 2-4-5 to pick up here. Oh, and he chops that. So that's 2 in a row. Opens for Clay. He's cracking the door open for Matt. And nice spare there by Carl. He had the 2-4-8. Or excuse me, the 1-2-8, excuse me. All right, Matt needs a strike here. Coming up in the 7th frame. Working on a strike. Needs a strike right here. Looks good off his hand. Oh, and an 8-pin. And Lonnie comes in, light in the pocket, leaves a 5. That ball lost all of its drive when it hit the pocket. Matt covers. Now Matt trails 94-133. And Lonnie covers her spare. So Clay can finish with a 223 if he strikes out. Matt's only at 194, and a little bit less than that now. As the 6-7 split. The look he had in the first game is just completely gone.
Did I hear somebody say doctor?
Lonnie comes in light again, leaves the 5. Again. And unfortunately, that's another open for Matt. Lonnie covers the 5 pin. So the best score for Lonnie is 224. And 224 for Carl. Clay comes in, leaves a 4 pin. And nice high hard one there. And Clay covers that 4 pin. Okay, so after 8 frames in the open division, Clay Townsend leads Matt Bryan 143 to 111. And 8 frames in the under division, Carl Anderson trails Lonnie Morris 124 to 154. And Carl doubles up on his strikes there. That helps. Comes within 10. So we got a tight match going over there in the under division. 2 frames left for Lonnie. And Clay comes back. Nice strike there in the 9th frame. Good foundation. So Lonnie throws her hands up, a little disgusted at herself. Leaves a mickle spare of the 4-7. Matt's coming up on lane 12, 111 in the 8th on an open. And gets a nice strike there. Best he can do is 171. Clay is already at 163 with a strike in the 9th. So unless Clay goes gutter, Clay will move on. And Lonnie misses her spare. Ouch. Not a place to have an open. So now she has 170 in the 9th going into 10th frame on a spare. So the best she can do is 200 even. And Matt gets the first strike in the 10th. Carl right now is 144, working on a double going into the 10th. Alright, good strike there by Lonnie. She needs 2 more to put some pressure on Carl. And Matt didn't look comfortable on that one. Pulls it a little bit. Goes Brooklyn side of the head pin. Leaves the 3-9-10 split to pick up. Alright, that's number 2 for Lonnie. And Matt covers the spare nicely. Excuse me, finishes with a 158. Unfortunately, Matt will finish in 4th place, but take home a check for $200. And very nicely done, Lonnie Morris. She strikes out in the 10th frame for a 200 even. And that makes it official. Clay doesn't even need to pick up the spare. He will defeat Matt Bryan. Oh, Carl Anderson gets a lucky carry there on that 10 pin. That gives him 3 in a row. He's in at 174. He can finish with a 204. So he needs this one. gets it. All right, sitting at 194. 6 pins for a tie, 7 pins for a win. And Clay finishes with a strike and a game of 193. And he gets a 9 count. That is enough. So Carl Anderson defeats Lonnie Morris 203 to 200. Nice game.
Good job.
In your 7-series Casino 205 division eliminator, in a very close match, Carl Anderson defeats Lonnie Morris 203 to 200. Carl will now move on to face the tournament leader in Robert Ellis. And in your Hard Nails Glass Sports Open Eliminator, Clay Townsend defeats Matt Bryan 193-158. And Clay will move on to face number 2 seed Cameron Curley. Two balls on each lane. Third. Cameron, you got a choice? Okay, so you'll start on lane 11. Robert, you have choice. Where'd your rocket go? You want to finish it, so you'll start first on 13. All right, here we go. All right, here we go with our next match. This is the championship match for the 7-seaters Casino 205 and under eliminator. We have number 2 seeded Carl Anderson facing the number 1 seed of Robert Ellis. And that is the championship match. In the Hartnagel's Glassworks eliminator, we have number 3 seed Clay Townsend against number 2 seed Cameron Curley. Cameron higher qualifier is going to start first. Same with Robert over on 13. And Cameron starts off with a strike. And Robert goes Brooklyn, carries it, and he starts off with a strike. All right, Clay up on 12. Oh, and he starts off with the Greek church. Ouch. And Carl starts off with the 4-9 split. And Clay takes out 4 of them. But that is an open to start off the match. And Carl takes out just the 4-pin. He also starts with an open to start the match. Much better ball there by Clay. So he starts off with a strike. Carl up on 13. Goes high. And might as well have left the big 4. 7 does fall though. Now he's left with the 4-6-10 split. That's back-to-back splits for Carl. And Cameron leaves a 7-pin. And that is another open for Carl. Back-to-back splits, back-to-back opens. Let's see, so for Cameron, who's going for his 7-pin right now, he shot games of 200, 242, 215 as he gets the 7-pin. 195 and finished with 217 for a 1069 qualifying score. In the 2-game total pins, he shot 235, 236 for 471, which made him the number 2 seed. And Robert called a pitch out on that one. Never came back to the pocket. Leaves the 1, 2, 4, 5, 10. Oh, sorry. Not the 5, the 8. So 1, 2, 4, 8, 10. And then Cameron comes in, leaves the 2, 4. And that's an open for Robert. And Cameron covers the spare. And Robert goes high on that one, almost leaves the Greek church. This is just as bad. The 4, 7, 9, 10. So between both divisions, we've got, we got 3 splits and or 4 splits and a washout. Pick it up, Clay. Come on. Yeah, that ball just really overreacted there in the back end. Line's not holding like it was last match. Robert's giving it a go, and he takes out 3. So that's back-to-back opens for Robert. And Clay covers his spare. And Carl goes right through the face on that one. Another split. That's 3 splits in a row. Oh, man. 4-9. And Clay went up high. Didn't quite go Brooklyn. It stayed on the Jersey side, and it kind of crumbled for him. That's a strike. That's another open for Carl. So rough going here in the first few frames. Ooh, man, Cameron didn't like that one. And he threw on the wrong lane, so and Carl went right through the nose on that one again, but lucky to only leave the 4 and the 7. And so Cameron gets a little bit of reprieve because he threw on the wrong lane, so and Carl covers his spare. He's got his first mark of the match in the 4th frame. Yeah, now he's got the bucket to pick up, which is better than what he had. And Robert goes Brooklyn, almost carries it. Has a 6-pin to pick up. Hard and straight right at it, and he carries. And Robert carries his spare. So both bowlers in the underdivision spare in the 4th frame. And it's a low scoring affair right now. Robert is leading Carl 47-35. I thought you were going to check your records.
It is.
So they weren't paid?
Yeah, this one, yeah, they weren't paid. Those invoice numbers, amounts, they weren't paid.
Okay.
For this year? I don't think it does. I think it's all previous stuff.
$427, $413.
Go pick it up. Pick it up, man.
All right, sorry about that. I got distracted with a little bit of accounting. Let's see, so Robert has 2 spares in a row now. Carl's coming up in the 5th frame, working on his spare. Clay Townsend just missed a spare, so he has an open in the 5th. So after 5 frames in the open eliminator, Clay Townsend is trailing Cameron Curley 77 to 84, and you saw that Carl just struck there in the 5th. Closes the gap a little bit, now trailing 55 to 66. Oh, and a flat 10. And Carl goes really high on the head pin. Very lucky to only leave the 4. And Clay covers that 10 pin with a vengeance. And Carl covers that 4 pin, so that's a spare in the 6th. Oh, hurry. Ouch. Came in flat, left the 5-7. That's our 6th split between both divisions. Oh, and Robert leaves the 1-5. Hurry. Nice cover. Nice cover there by Cameron on that 5-7 split. After 6 frames, he maintains a lead, 104 to 87. And Robert covers that double wood nicely. So after 6 frames in the under, he still leads 84 to 75. Oh, ouch, went right through the face. Greek church. And that's now our 7th split. And don't forget, we had some washouts too. And high on the head pin, leaves the 6-10. Oh! That's an open in the 7th for Cameron. Cracks that door open a little bit for Clay. And Robert chops his 6-10 spare. That's an open in the 7th. And he let Carl right back into the match on that one too. That one never read the end of the pattern there. It looks like he's trying to stay a little soft with it, but Carl goes Brooklyn, carries it, strike in the 7th, closes the deficit a little bit. Clay covers his spare, and he closes his deficit just a little bit. So under division, Carl's trailing 95 to 101, but Robert is on an open. In the open division, Clay's trailing 104 to 117, but Cameron is on an open as well. And Carl just doubled up there, so that so now we have a lead change. All right, and Carl or excuse me, Clay gets a strike in the 8th. They are far and few between this match. And Robert goes Brooklyn, leaves another 6-10. Oh, and Cameron carries that one in the 8th. Looks like he moved a little deeper. And Robert covers. Now Robert trails by 4 pins, but Carl is on a double. And over here in the opening, Cameron still maintains a lead. He didn't like that one. Oh my goodness. Lee's double wood. Has the 2-8 to pick up here. Oh, Robert pulled that one. Signaling Brooklyn. And leaves a 9-pin. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. That is an open in the 9th for Cameron. Best he can do is 175 now. And Robert carries his. So he's got 130 in the 9th, working on a spare going into the 10th. Carl stepping up in the 9th, working on a double. Clay stepping up in the 9th, working on a strike. Best Clay can do is 204. Oh, ouch, ouch. Comes in flat and leaves the 5-7. Oh my goodness. Another split. And Carl leaves a 4-pin there. Takes over the lead. Oh, I'm sorry, he was already in the lead. Took over the lead last frame. Let's see. Clay needs to cover this. Oh, and it never even, hardly even wrinkled. So, here's the deal. Cameron has 145 on an open going into the 10th. Clay has 140 on an open going in the 10th. So Cameron has a 5-pin advantage. Best is 175 for Cameron. Best is 170 for Clay. Here in the under division, Robert's got 170 going in the 10th, working on a spare. Carl's got 144 going in the 10th, working on a spare. So a 14-pin advantage here for Carl. Oh, almost left the 4-9. Leaves a very makeable 9-pin. Best Robert can do is 170. With that 9-pin there, assuming Carl covers it, best he can do is 173. Yeah, Clay carries that one.
One more, Clay, one more.
Oh, no, we weren't worried. Carl covers that. Oh, and Clay goes right through the head pin, leaves the the 6-10. And Clay finishes with 160 Carl finishes with a 172, and that is enough to defeat Robert. So Carl Anderson is your Seven Seaters Casino 205 and under division Eliminator champion. And Cameron got the first strike. So now for Cameron, he needs 5 pins to tie, 6 pins to win. Ooh. All right, so he's got 161. That makes it official. He doesn't even have to pick up the spare. And Robert finishes with 159. And he'll take home second place for 205. And you go. In your Seven Seaters Casino 205 and under division Eliminator, Carl Anderson defeats Robert Ellis 172-159 to become your 2024 under division Eliminator champion. In the Hard Nails Glassworks Open Division Eliminator, Cameron Curley defeats Clay Townsend 165-160. Cameron will move on to face the tournament leader, Brian Irwin. Actually, that helps my camera. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. You know, they make drugs for that.
Right? Whoa, not that. All right, Leo. What's your choice, sir? I would like to finish the match first. I would like to finish the match first.
You'd like to finish first.
Of course.
Okay, so camera will start on lane 11. And Brian, you'll start on lane 12. All right. All right, here we go with our championship match in the Hart Nagels Glassworks Open Division Eliminator. We have number 2 seed Cameron Curley against number 1 seed Brian Irwin. Brian, being the higher qualifier, wants Cameron to start.
He did, and I have his wallet.
And Cameron starts off with a strike. All right, coming up on lane 12, we have Brian Irwin. Brian goes high up on the head pin, leaves the 6. So for Brian today, Brian shot games of 230, 191, 184, 181, and 259 for a 1045 qualifying score. And in the 2-game total pins, remember this is the Eliminator, he shot 268 and 213 to be the number 1 seed. That is an interesting thing about the Eliminator. You can be the tournament leader after qualifying and still not make the TV finals because there is no carryover pins going into the second cut, and there's no bonus pins. So, and in this case, the tournament leader, who was Clay Townsend, he ended up being the number 3 seed, and Brian jumped. I don't remember off the top of my head where he was at, but he jumped the standings to be the number 1 seed. And he gets a strike on lane 11. So just to recap, we had 21 open bowlers. We did a cut to 11, being the limiter, take the field in half. And like I said, Clay Townsend was the tournament leader at 1225. Looking at my standings here, Brian Irwin was all the way back down in 9th at 1045 for a qualifying score. So with no carryover pins, 2-game total pins, no bonus pins, makes for a very interesting cut in the second round of the Eliminator. Oh, and Cameron opens there in the second frame. Cameron moved way deep inside, slowed the ball speed down a little bit, didn't quite recover at the end. He is left with a 2-pin to pick up. And that's a spare for Cameron. I didn't quite see how that ball reacted. With Brian's follow through, I couldn't see how the ball was going down the lane, but the result is he's left with the 6 7/10 split. Yet another split. What did we have? We had like 7 splits from the last match. Yeah, so only one more tournament to go in our 50th season of KSBO, and that's going to be the Grand Finals on April 27th at Highjoy Bowl. It is by invitation only, based on some qualifying factors. Oh, that looked like a good shot, but Brian is rewarded with a 4-pin. So for both divisions this year, they had to bowl a minimum of 6 tournaments. We do 12 a year, so they had to bowl a minimum of half. And of those tournaments that they bowled, they have to have at least 4 singles events, and they have to bowl in each of the 3 houses where we have our KSBO tournaments, being All-Star Lanes, Highjoy Bowl, and up here at Laurel. And after this tournament, when I do the tournament newsletter, I will be posting updated finals eligibility status, yeah, then we'll all meet at Highjoy to have our grand finals. There's always added money for the grand finals. Always a pretty good paycheck for people who cash. So we'll see how this one shakes out. In the meantime, Cameron here is going for a 7-pin. And he covers it. And then our 50th season will be done, and the board of directors will start planning for season number 51. Yeah, Cameron got a strike there. So one of the things we always ask at the end of the season is, so we're always looking for feedback from our bowlers, from all of our members, on how the season went, and any ideas, suggestions, recommendations that they have moving forward. So if you are a KSBO member and you have any feedback for us for how the season went, please forward that up. Ooh, nice strike there by Brian. You can send us an email, you can write it on a piece of paper, throw it in the regular mail, or you can come to one of our board meetings over the summer. Let your voice be heard, because this organization exists for you, the bowlers, and when the bowlers speak, the board of directors has to listen. So we welcome your feedback and comments. Nice strike there by Brian. That's 2 in a row for him. That one needs to hurry. Nice shot. All right, so that's a double for Cameron. And we're through 6 frames. Got a very tight match going on here. Cameron currently trails Brian Irwin 95-98. Oh, nice mix there. That's 3 in a row for Cameron. Keeping that pressure on Brian. Oh, clutch strike there. That's 3 in a row for Brian. Maintains his 3-pin lead. 3 frames to go. First place today is 500. Second place is 300. Plus, with first place, you get that nice plaque there. You can see it towards the bottom right of the screen. The pins that are there, they go to the tournament sponsors. All the bowlers sign them, or the bowlers that are in the TV finals sign the pin, and we give it to the sponsor as a thank you. Ooh, all right, Brian has a ham bone. Turn. Ooh. That one looked like it was going to come in flat, but it strikes, and Cameron has a ham bone of his own. Still trails by 3 pins. 2 frames to go. Who wants it more? They both have an open. So, we got a nice tight match. Oh, nice. That's 5 in a row for Cameron. Great foundation frame. Puts a lot of pressure on Brian. Here we go, critical shot. Oh, gets the late kiss on the 10 pin. 5 in a row. Both bowlers 5 in a row going to the 10th frame. Brian leading Cameron by 3 pins. Oh, goes right through the nose on that one. Ow. 4, 7, 10 split. That might be the difference. And he takes out 2, finishes with a game of 213. All Cameron needs to do is keep it clean. Oh, he tugged it. He tugged it. Oh, almost leaves a split of his own. Oh, leaves a very makeable 3-pin. Picks this up. All he needs is count. If he misses this, Brian wins sitting on the bench.
Boy.
Oh, and he tugged it just a tad, but he does cover. And so Cameron Curley, with an untimely split by Brian Irwin, wins the 2024 Hartnagel Glassworks Open Division Eliminator. Congratulations, Cameron, and finishes with a game of 223. Wow, what an exciting match. All right, so in the Hartnagels Glassworks Open Division Eliminator, Cameron Curley defeats Brian Irwin 223 to 213 to be your 2024 Eliminator champion. Congratulations, Cameron. All right, so hang tight. We're going to be right back with handing out some money here. All right, so in a very exciting match in your Hartnagels Glassworks Open Division Eliminator, Cameron Curley defeats Brian Irwin 223 to 213 to be your Open Eliminator champion. Congratulations, Cameron. Under. In your Seven Cedars Casino 205 and under division eliminator, finishing in fourth place for $130, Mike Green. Finishing in third place for $160, Lonnie Morris. You two flip around. Finishing in second place for $205, Robert Ellis. And your 2024 Seven Cedars Casino 205 and under division eliminator champion for $300, Carl Anderson.
Good job, Carlos.
And your Hard Eagles Glassworks Open Division Eliminator finishing in 5th place for $180, Mike Craig. Finishing in 4th place for $200, Matthew Bryan. Finishing in 3rd place for $250, Clay Townsend. Finishing in 2nd place for $300, Brian Irwin. And finishing in 1st place in the Hard Eagles Glasswork Open Division in 2024 Eliminator for $500, your champion, Cameron Curley.
Good job, Nicole. Get a picture of you in the camera. That's my ring girl.
No, I got to take it and get your neighbor on it. What happened? All right. Well, I don't know what happened to my picture, but it looks like it looks like it went away when I zoomed in, because now all I got is a blank screen. But I'm still alive, so which is weird. So hey, those of you that are still logged in, I got 5 people still online. So thanks for hanging out and at least listening to the awarding of the checks. Our next tournament's the grand finals, and that will wrap us up for the 50th season. So thanks for tuning in to another KSBO tournament, and for the board of directors, we'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.